Dave! 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 Has anyone seen Dave?
I'm right here, Orb.
You? Oh my gosh, what happened to you, Dave?
I became part of the cooking show.
From what I understood, you were supposed to be helping with the cooking show, not become part of the cooking show.
I know, I made a mistake. I'll be okay. I'll be right there to introduce the show.
Okay, Dave. Have fun, everyone. You won't recognize him at all. Whew, glad I skipped that cooking show today.
It's this Justin News Comedy Club show with your very special guest stars, Lil Wabe, Kate Borrell, Swathi Ak, John O'Keefe, Alisha Rayne, and your headliner, Trish Sullivan, with co-host Vickie Plummer and co-producer Anneliese. And now, without further ado, the master of ceremonies, the Randy Savage of puppets, the man who's going to change me back from being a waffle to a man. Please welcome Aaron. Yay! Yay! I feel like breakfast.
Joke. I can't think. Oh no!
There you go. There you go.
There we are.
Upside down.
All right.
Turn me. It's all good.
Look like you have a halo.
Okay.
Reoriented.
All right. So the wife gets to hear all the show, or unless I go to the bedroom. Do you want me to just go away? Good. Oh, look, my wife actually does like me. That's a good thing. Oh, well, you're going to have to like me for a little bit. All right. I'm going to stand still for half a second. Welcome, everybody, to this Justin News Comedy Club show that just got its power knocked out. Woo!
Oh shit!
For the second time. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. DTE, could you come here right now? Just saying. This is my power company. Show up. I'll let you into the show for free. Come on in. Don't be shy. I can't believe this. We've lost power in 2 days' time? Oh my gosh. This is crazy. It's not even hot outside. I wonder who nibbled on the power line tonight. Wait, one of my dogs isn't here. I guess that's what happened. One of my dogs has nibbled the power line, and that's what happens. Is America under attack? Yes, we are under attack by electric cars. I'm going to blame the electric cars.
Emotionally.
I said that. I mean, look, there's a gas station everywhere you go around, but the electric power, the lines get barely touched and they blow out around here. So I'm pretty sure that's probably the problem. But we're still going to go on with the show. Anneliese Wright, my co-producer, is recording this on the cloud, and this is going to be a great show, even though I'm not in my studio. I'm upstairs in the sunroom, and we're going to have a blast. Oh, tech is working poorly. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know about technology in the United States. I think we need some help in that situation. But we're going to have a fun show. We have a great set of comedians tonight. And the first comedian up tonight is Kate Borrell, everybody. Woo, 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 woo.
I don't know anything about power outages. I'm at the beach. The sun is my power. Right, I'm kidding. Hello, beautiful people. My name's Kate Borrell. My mom's Irish, German, and Scottish. My dad's Hispanic, Latino, and dodging ice. I think this just means I'm fun at parties. I go out drinking Irish whiskey in the middle of salsa dancing. Actually, I've been thinking about how to make new friends once all this is over. Problem is, I just don't want to meet them. Hey, I think in-person interactions are going to suck when you realize there's no red button to exit the meeting. What is the red button in real life anyway? I think it's a Staples. You press it, some man goes, that was easy. I had to sign up for Bumble BFF. I told the app I'm sober, and the app responds, that's great. here's all the local alcoholics you can drive around. What's more designated driver BFF for me? Couldn't meet anybody on there. All I did was message people, like this one woman who told me about her favorite brunch spot, but she describes it in one word: Instagrammable. I'm just like, does that mean everything's filtered? Like, when I see the food in person, is that actually its size, or was I don't know. I don't know. My friend was bragging to me about how he was gonna get married before me.
Oh.
And I was like, well, of course you are, because I have standards. I could have gotten married when I was like 21, but my ex at the time, I kept saying no to him, despite him having like a job, a house, another woman's clothes. And he was like, no, you don't understand. I'm just experimenting with cross-dressing.
Whoa.
I didn't believe him. I was like, no, you don't wear a size 4. He was like, are you calling me fat? And I was like, you're holding the donut. I went to the strip club this year. Anybody else have gone to a strip club besides me, or am I just the crazy one? I think I'm the crazy one. I didn't walk out of there being like, nobody should go to a strip club. I walked out of there with more questions than answers. Like, why is the hottest woman here the bartender? Why is the music selection include Weird Al's Eat It? Why am I paying the stripper more money than the men around me? That last one. Here's the thing. There was this gorgeous stripper coming sliding down on the pole, and then she twerks better than Cardi B, and then she pretends to be sexually attracted to me, and I'm flattered by that, but that's just her job. Like, I'm not going to be able to indulge in the fantasy of, girl, I can take you away from here. I can't. And I was so amused by her that I threw a 20 at her, which you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to throw single dollar bills, but I threw a 20. And then I was like, you know what? I gave her a raise. I'm her boss now. I felt bad for her other coworker who just couldn't twerk because there were TVs behind her, and the TVs behind her playing these music videos of these background dancers, and they can twerk like great. But then this one lady, this is the same lady, and this is the physical part of the show where she just twerks like this. This is a grandma on OnlyFans. I was like, you can't retire off of that. So I didn't throw her any money. I was just like, you know what? She needs dance lessons. What did I come here for? I'm gonna leave you with this. I accidentally rescued a cat, and then my boyfriend learned he couldn't handle it, or me. I forget if this is clean or not. Oh gosh, I was just wondering why people would put animals over other people until I realized, oh, this cat loves me more than most people. I get it now. Boyfriend was watching John Wick, and he's like, I don't get why John Wick chooses animals over people. And I'm like, shut up, this movie is relatable to me, and I will become the John Wick of cat ladies on you. I will take this yarn I'm making kitty sweater, and I will stab you with it. Didn't help. Didn't help that I was holding needles and stuff. My name is Kate Borrell. You can find me on Instagram at Kate.Borrell. Thank you.
Hey.
All right, let's give Kate Borrell a big round of applause. And Kate, where can we find you on social media?
Oh, Instagram at Kate.Borrell.
Cool. Are you doing any live shows any live shows?
I gotta
soon?
get to a live show shortly, so I gotta get off this beach.
Oh, I see. I see. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. And you know what? I don't know when we're going to get power back. My wife is totally ignoring me. Put her headphones on because that's how much she loves my show.
Kate, you are so fun. I love it. And I saw that you have done a bunch of podcasts, one about cats, which is very cool. And I love that you did one life coaching comedians. How was that? Was that fun?
That was like a therapy session. You just come out of it exhausted, like, oh my god.
Oh,
But unlike a
man.
therapy session, my health insurance wasn't involved.
Oh,
So-
geez. You're hilarious. I'm so glad you could do this. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so
you.
much. Oh, wow. You know what? This week has been so screwed up. I'm surprised that I actually have a phone. Wait a minute. I better not say anything. My phone is still working. I'm thankful for that.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
Yeah. I could be doing this from my car. I'm just watching the time as it's just sitting there going, hi, Aaron. Remember this the other day? I'm like, yes, I remember this from the other day. Oh my gosh. And the unfortunate part is my studio is in the basement. So if I go downstairs, I lose all signal. So this is where I'm at right now. I'm in our back room, which we're going to get remodeled, but it's the only place where we grow plants. Yes, you will get to see the plants that we grow. Yes, we're only into succulents because we kill everything else. That's for a fact. We kill everything else, or we've tried to kill everything else. We had an orchid. It's kind of looking pretty bad. And then there was a little fern tree, and it's kind of brown now. But anyway, let's get to our next comedian. This comedian got on the show by playing my game show called Bombing Run. And that's a show where 3 comedians get to compete against each other, and a mysterious judge decides who is Joker Ace, first place, second and third place. And this last Friday, I had the judge of all judges. I'll tell you right now, I had Judge Muammar Gaddafi. I kid you not. I don't know how I did it, but I got Muammar Gaddafi. I dug him up, and what an amazing judge that was last night. I can tell you that was quite the interesting thing. But let's get to this next comedian from Boston, Massachusetts. Swathi Ak, everybody. Woo, 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 woo.
Thank you. I just love the virtual background. It's a cool trick to hide my dirty room. And I also have a drink in my hand. I'm enjoying at the beach. By the way, I'm from New Jersey, not Boston.
Oh, oops.
I researched. I was like, unless she moved.
That's okay.
Oopsie.
See, in my house, they come to me for all the answers. Where are the socks? Is dinner ready? Is it going to be hot today? Should I wear a hat? And this is just my husband. It's utter chaos in my family. After many attempts, I tried this technique to find some peace, and it finally worked. I left home. I don't mean I abandoned my family, but I stepped out for some quality me time. When I can finally meditate without being the human Alexa, as opposed to the quantity me time. You know, the husband, the kids, the complaining and crying. The kids are complaining and crying also. I'm usually stuck with them on weekends, but during the year of pandemic, I was stuck with them all the time. They shouldn't have called it in lockdown, being in lockdown. They should have called it being in a lockup. Fed up, I told my husband, I think I need some time off. He said, for how long? I said, not much, just 10 years. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that. My daughter is only 6 years old. So I need only 12 years off. Just kidding. My son is only 6 months old. So I'll make that 17 and a half years. After a lot of haggling, I got the night off. I finally got down to doing what I'd put off for some time. An important task. Watching Netflix. Just kidding. Amazon Prime. I watched all of Netflix. Have you noticed? It shows customers who watch this have also watched this. For me, it shows, Swathi, I need 12 years off from you. You have watched everything. Please end it now. I love watching romantic films. Romantic films are everything that lacks in my marriage, like candlelight dinners, holding hands, happy endings.
Ha.
I've been married for 12 years in a row to a software engineer. My husband is so boring. I call him cable TV. He's so lost in his mind. I don't know what to do. Maybe his mind needs a GPS, got to be present system. He's so wrapped in his work, he lets that rub off into his personal life as well. You know, when we were newly married, I told him, hey, can we go window shopping? He said, I don't like it. I'm a Mac guy. For everyone, the world revolves around them. For my husband, the world revolves around computer programming. Everything is about computers. Once we went out to dinner, I ordered a soda and he ordered a Java. He's also a teetotaler. So when he's mean, it's just his personality. Any woman here whose husband or boyfriend gets mean, you can at least blame the booze. Over the years, I've realized we have different personalities. I'm a workaholic, he's a workaholic, and I'm an alcoholic. That's my time, everybody. Swathi AK.
Hey.
All right, let's give Swathi AK a big round of applause. And Swathi, where can we find you on social media?
So on Instagram, it's Swathi_AK25. And it's Twitter is Swathi AK1.
Awesome. And are you going to do any live shows soon? Or are you?
Yeah, I'm doing one. I'm sorry, you're freezing. So looks like, okay. I'm doing one next week, next Friday. And the week after that, I'm doing a live show in New York.
Oh, very cool. Where are you going to be in New York?
Awesome.
New York, I'm not too sure yet. So I'm still talking to the booker.
Oh, good. Oh, good. So you're where in New Jersey are you?
Woodbridge.
Oh, you're not too far from me. I'm over in Bloomfield.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And I saw that you did the Laugh Riot Girl Festival. How was that?
Yeah. It went really well.
Oh, good. Excellent.
Yeah. I got to do 10 minutes.
Oh, good. That's great. That's great. Well, we're happy to have you, and I'm glad you didn't freeze at all. This is great.
Yeah. I think it was somebody else's computer. I didn't know I was. Okay, fine. We'll talk later.
Yeah, you know, that's what happens when the power goes out in Michigan. All of a sudden, everything goes to crap. I hope I get power back here soon. I don't know how I'm going to sleep. You know, funny thing is about having sleep apnea. I don't know if any of you have sleep apnea, but I do. That's where you quit breathing when you sleep. It's also called being suffocated by your wife with a pillow. But it really sucks because when you have that disorder, you need a sleep machine that keeps you breathing. And without power, it really sucks. It doesn't blow, it just sucks. And the other problem is that you wake up the next day feeling like a zombie. I walked around Thursday going, I couldn't get coffee. I couldn't wake up. When I walked the dogs, the coroner came by and said, "Sir, are you okay?" And I was just laying there and the dogs were just trying to bite my feet off. But that was the only thing that was going on. Oh.
You could also call it God's way of trying to kill you. You know, that's all.
Yes. I know. It's not time yet. No. Okay.
Right,
I'm gonna be around for a long time.
Let's bring up another comedian. Let's do it. We got some good comedians.
I know. I'm good there. Please welcome to the stage a very funny man from Dublin.
Woohoo!
John O'Keefe, everybody. Woo, 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 woo.
Oh, hi. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. My name's John. I am Irish. I live in Dublin. And listen, I saw something really terrible today. I saw an Irish man wearing shorts. An Irish man wearing shorts is a bit like a pig wearing knickers. Just the product of neglect. I was looking at this guy queuing up for a latte, acting like he washes himself regularly. I know. And I was like, who does this guy think he is? Mediterranean? With his bare legs in my face. And I wanted to go over to him and be like, "Sir, please, your thighs are deeply Catholic. I mean, come on. That ankle has anxiety. Like, your calf must be put down. Your shins are I can see bone under bone. How the bottom half of you needs medication, and I need therapy. And I don't know if he needed more milk or less milk, but he needed some form of milk intervention. He was purified dairy. I was like, for the love of God, wear some trousers. If not for me, if a dog sees you, he'll lose the capacity to love. Don't ruin it. I think if I ever run for public office, that'll be the core of my proposal. A vote for O'Keefe is a vote for no Irish male legs disturbing your peace. To be fair, some of this might be a reaction to my girlfriend seeing my bare legs recently and calling me a pasty chicken-legged freak. So 5 years, and she finally saw them. This is all true. I recently only found out what Gen X is. You know, Gen X is the generation, people born 65 to 1980. But I always thought it was a superhero franchise. But Gen X, of course, comes before millennials, which means Gen X are more fun and way more interesting. People's feelings will get hurt, names will be said, but it will be hilarious. Millennials are next, of course. I'm a millennial, and I still haven't truly forgiven myself for that. Because I think because we're the worst, like we're a generation of progressive lazy drunks, which is a big millennials are also called Gen Y. Just a question: Gen Y, did you leave? I can change. No, you can't, millennial. You thought you were special. She knows you're not. So millennials are awful. I'm awful, but until whatever this new generation is, because they've taken being progressive and teamed it up with being frightfully dull. It's a masterpiece. It's like we've gone from Gen X to Gen Y to Gen feelings. War crimes are more fun than this lot. Gen Z. I've got. It's here. I know they're right, but like, who's their poster child? Greta Thunberg, an outraged plank. Look, don't get me wrong. I love being lectured by a cartoon nerd. That's how I like to learn lessons about life. Like, the Gen Z are right, but it's all just a bit lame, you know. I do love how I'm basically being an old man now, complaining about the younger generation. But to be fair, I think Ireland's always around 50 years behind the times. So even if I'm technically an Irish millennial, I'm really a boomer. But I'm an Irish boomer, so I'm just poor. That's basically it. I was in the park today, and I don't understand, but like, why do people who sit under trees think they're better than everyone else? There was this guy over under a tree, and he was looking at me like, "Oh, I got shade," and I was like, "Yeah, well, your tan is weak." Boom! Now you got shade. Who sits under a tree? You don't have to prove to me you're an asshole. I can see that by your haircut and those shorts. You're following me around. What are you training for a college brochure? No one wears a sweater like that for fun. You're trying to upset me. I think I may have some repressed trauma towards trees and men in shorts. I'm working on it. You know what else I noticed in the park? Animals do not respect boundaries. Every pigeon's a creep. I'm not a fan. What a bunch of fat-necked perverts. I was like, you call that a mate? She's not interested. Go find yourself a quiet bush and sort yourself out before you go extinct. All right, that's probably about my time. Thanks for having me, everyone. I really appreciate it.
All right, let's give it up for John O'Keefe. Oh, that was awesome. And John, where can we find you on social media?
Instagram, I guess, John O'Keefe Comedy. I post very little, so if you follow me, I won't annoy you. So that's something positive. I feel like that's a genuine positive to say that.
That does strike good, you know. But are you doing any live shows soon?
I am actually. I'm going to Berlin. My girlfriend's from Berlin. I'm flying there next weekend, and I'll have a couple of weeks of live gigs. So I'm looking forward to that.
That's great.
Crazy.
I just read about you did a live gig in September 2020 with Sean Finnerty, who is.
Oh yeah, that was in Berlin actually. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Sean.
Yeah,
he's amazing.
So if you guys don't know, he was the first Irish comedian to be on the Tonight Show, and so you got to perform with him. So that's really exciting. Was that fun?
Actually, it was actually the second time I performed. He actually came to Ireland before I did the Tonight Show with another Irish comedian, Colm Tyrrell, who's in New York, I think, and they both did a tour of Ireland and they played the night I run. So yeah, great comedian, absolute pro.
That's great. That's great. How is it over there? Are you guys still in lockdown?
Yes, yeah. It's this Delta variant's kind of set us back. We look like we were we're still moving in the right direction, but everything's just very cagey. So our government is like, when I say we're behind the times, I'm not exaggerating. Like we have like a poverty mentality. So the government's just terrified to do anything. So any setback, and they just put everything back into lockdown, or very, very kind of conservative minds.
Well, it could be happening over here because we have the same kind of thing happening. All the hospitalizations are going up. So
it's there's definitely a fourth wave starting. I don't know if it's going to fully take, but it's definitely starting. So watch this space.
Yeah, just as soon as everything opens up, I think things are going to close back down. That's going to be
Britain have taken a very radical approach. They're going to be totally out of lockdown in like a week's time or 2 weeks time, and it seems pretty catastrophic. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll be the right thing to do. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see. It's all an experiment for some people that are like, let's see what happens when we do this. Yeah, that's with human lives, and sometimes that's not such a good idea.
Yeah.
But you're so funny, John. Thank you for being on.
Cheers. Thanks for having us. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right. Oh my gosh. You know what? Power's still not back on. After this show, I'm gonna call up my power company and ask for a refund. You guys, I need some money back. I don't just give me $20 because that's their typical thing. Oh, you're out of power? We'll give you $20. No, you owe me just a little bit more. I missed a full day's worth of work because I work from home now. And you owe me that too. So let's see how that one works, shall we? Well, beyond that, let's get to our next comedian. She's a very funny comedian. Please welcome to the stage Alisha Rayne, everybody. Woo, 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 woo.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much. Aaron, thanks so much. Vickie and Anneliese, this is a great show. You guys have been going strong the entire time. So give them a hand. Doing great. Great work. Thank you. Yeah, I'm Alisha Rayne, and I've been doing comedy for about 8 years now. And boy, my feeling of self-worth is tired. So, yeah, I'm living in South Dakota. I'm originally from here, and it's one of the only flyover states that anyone would willingly go to. Yeah, because it has Mount Rushmore, which is basically just a statue that can't be torn down in rage. Good. But that's on the west side of the state, the good side. I live on the east side of the state where it's just farming, hunting, and meth. So our state motto is meth. We're on it. And I wish it wasn't true or that we didn't get on CNN because of it. But yeah, that's where I live. And I live in a town called Huron, which is a hot town because people mispronounce it urine on purpose. Yeah, I live in P-Town is what I'm saying, P-Town. It's an interesting town though. We boast, we are infamous for having the world's largest pheasant. If you don't know what a pheasant is, it's basically like a turkey and a duck mixed together. It's not the smartest bird. Basically, it can only be, fly high enough to be murdered. So, yeah. And it is quite often because that's one of the things that is hunted on a regular basis. Yeah, hunting is a huge deal here. When hunting season happens, you know what that means? That Budweiser and Jack Daniels are gonna make a hell of a lot of money because drinking while holding a loaded firearm goes together like drinking and unprotected sex. Yeah. Yeah, the people here just aren't careful when dealing with their rifle or their gun. Yeah, and it's interesting because when I say largest pheasant, whatever you're picturing in your mind isn't it. Yeah, I'm talking Godzilla-sized pheasant. If I was in the movie Ghostbusters, and Gozer the Gozerian asked me to choose the traveler, the being that would wipe out all of existence, I would not choose the State Puffed Marshmallow Man. Oh no, I would choose this pheasant. It is the stuff of nightmares. It's terrifying. Yeah, I've been back in my hometown for a couple years, and I realized that my favorite thing to do is leave. So I took a lot of road trips, and a fun game to play on these road trips is Find the Tree. And then you just eventually lose that game. I'm Alisha Rayne. Thank you guys so much.
Hey.
Oh, let's give it up for Alisha Rayne, everybody. And Alisha, where can we find you on social media?
At Alisha Rayne on Instagram, at Alisha Rayne 2 on Twitter. So, yeah.
Awesome. And you're doing some live shows soon, I assume?
Yeah, I have a couple of live shows coming up at the end of the month. in Sioux Falls, and I will actually be in Chicago performing with Trish next week at the Backyard Show. So it'll be very exciting going to Chicago. Yeah.
Do you know there's another Alisha Rayne who is in the LA area, and she has a show. She writes for a weekly sketch show called TMI Hollywood.
That's me.
That's you? I did all this research and you kept not talking about LA, and I was like, well, there has to be two of these people. So I was like, let me just say, hey, there's a girl with the same spelling name. And it is you.
Yeah, I lived there for 10 years, and I was doing that, and I wrote a blog and all that stuff, and then I moved away a couple years ago. But yep, that's also me.
That is so funny. I was like, oh my God, how did I find all this wrong information? But it's you. All right.
You're making me feel better, because when I do the intro, there is an intro video that didn't get to play, but I put in LA and I thought, oh crap, she's South Dakota. Oh yeah. Yes, honey, we do have power back. Thank you, honey, for having your headphones on and not realizing I'm on a show. Thank you.
Does it feel different to be not in LA and to be in South Dakota?
Yeah, I miss big city life. LA is like a weird city. It's very spread out, but I do miss it as well. So it grew on me.
Yeah, it's an interesting place. Interesting being the keyword.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on. This is great. It's really fun.
Thank you, Alisha. And that's awesome. I mean, I seen that on LA, and I was like, I thought you said South Dakota to me before, and I was just a little confused as well. But hey, that's why we do, that's why I have Vickie do some research too, because sometimes I totally mess up. And that's good. That's good. That's what your host is supposed to do, is have a few mistakes so the co-host can cover for you. Sounds like we got power back, but for me to get down the stairs and get the internet back up and running is going to take a little bit. So we're going to our next comedian, and hopefully I'm not freezing. Am I freezing?
No, you're good right now.
So without further ado, we're going to go to our headliner. She is from the Windy City. Please give a big warm welcome to Trish Sullivan, everybody. Woo!
Hey, that's me. Aaron, Vickie, thank you so much. This has been such a great show. Give it up for all the other comedians that have been on already. You guys have all been amazing. John, I wanted to say your set about the Irish guys in shorts reminded me of a little snippet of my own life. I was at work. It was spring. I was wearing a skirt for the first time of the year. And this coworker of mine yells down the hallway, Sullivan, your legs are blinding me. So I'm that guy. I'm their sister or cousin. I'm sorry on behalf of us. So before I go too much further, I want to clear up a few things first. No, I do not have a good meatloaf recipe to share. No, I am not your favorite lunch lady from your middle school cafeteria. Yes, I do have 47 cats in my backyard, and if you piss me off, I will feed you to them. Okay, that last part's a lie. I live in an apartment building. I don't have a yard. The cats are in the side bedroom. All the rest of it is true. So I'm going to start today with a song.
Awesome.
I'm fat. I'm over 50. And I just became a grandma. It's the trifecta of unscrewability. I love to eat. I love my grandchild. But I'm not an old lady. Still, it's the trifecta of unscrewability. Show some respect. Don't call me Mima. I don't need a reminder of the trifecta of unscrewability. Everybody sing. I'm fat. I'm over 50. And I just became a grandma. It's the trifecta. Of
Screwability.
Sorry, Erin. Everybody, it's the trifecta of unscrewability. You guys are great. And for my next number, there isn't a next number. I'm not going full Andy Kaufman on you guys. No, just partly Andy Kaufman. So I was raised Catholic, which means I was taught at an early age how to be a cheerleader for God. And I don't mean in the evangelical way where you're like selling God to everybody on the street, but more in the way that cheerleaders do movements with words together. With cheerleaders, it's lean to the left, lean to the right. With Catholics, it's the Father and the Son. There's a lot of kneeling and standing and bobbing up and down. So yeah, we're cheerleaders for God. So Erin said I lived in the Windy City, Chicago. I live in a suburb of Chicago called Evanston, which you probably have never heard of. It's a really nice town. We're on the border of the city, and I don't really fit in here. Most of the women my age are the long gray hair and a ponytail, yoga pants wearing Earth Mother types. And I'm more of the do not go gentle into that good night kind of guy. I'm raging against the dying of the light. Let's be honest. So my next door neighbor is a delightful person. And when I first moved here, she told me, it was pre-pandemic, she told me she was going away on a 10-day meditation retreat. Oh, 10 days of meditation. I think we've all learned in the last 18 months that nobody needs to be alone in their head for that long. No, nobody. So I'm afraid I'm gonna die. Nobody's out to get me anymore. No, there's like, nothing like that. I don't have a disease that I know of. But a few months ago, I read a book about the environment. Okay. A few months ago, I listened to a podcast review of a book about the environment. And it made me feel really guilty because I was raised Catholic. It made me feel really guilty about my impact on the environment and landfills. So, I started recycling even more, and I started bringing bags to the grocery store, which you can do again. It's legal again, at least here. It was you couldn't for a while. I understand. I didn't leave the house for like a year, so I don't know. I heard a lot of shit happen, but I don't know. Anyhow, I also started composting food waste. Eggshells, coffee grounds, tea bags, vegetable scrapings, blah, 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 anything vegetable. But like I said earlier, I don't have a yard. So I've been storing it in containers in my freezer. And about once a month, I bring it over to my friend Karen, who has a really nice garden and compost, and she adds it to her yard. But like I said, it's once a month. So I'm afraid I'm going to die. And then my brothers are going to come over to my house to help my kids plan my funeral and do all that stuff. And somebody's going to want to drink. And they're going to go into my freezer to get ice. And they're going to see the bags of garbage. And that's going to be my eulogy. In her final days, our sister was a food garbage hoarder. So yeah, there's that. And I told them this joke a while ago, and they assured me that is not what's going to happen. My eulogy is going to be about what a bad driver I am. You haven't been in a car with me since I was 17 years old. And the four of them in unison said, there's a reason for that. So family, yes. All right, so I'm going to tell a dick pic joke now. Is that okay with everybody?
Sure.
Yes.
Great. See, guys, that's how you get consent. You just ask. So one of the advantages of being a person my age is that we met people the way God intended. Drunk at a bar, drunk at a party, drunk on the bus, drunk at work. There was no going through dating apps and scrolling and swiping and looking at pictures that may or may not look like the person, and descriptions and quotes where people think they're funny, or who think worse, think they're smart. Nope. But the best part for us was that nobody sent us dick pics. And it's not that the technology existed. It's called a Polaroid camera, but the film was like $1 a piece. That's like $20 in today's money. So a guy could have, taken his camera, taken a shot, sat and waited. That's where they got shake it like a Polaroid picture. We really used to do that because we were idiots. Oh, that's a bad angle. Now he does it from the other side. Now he's into it for $40. And if you're going to spend $40 on headshots, shouldn't you hire a professional? But honestly, if dick pics are taken by a professional, that's so impersonal. And if dick pics aren't personal, do they have any value at all? I would say not. So the last year, I celebrated major anniversary, 25 years.
Woo!
That's the silver anniversary if you want to send me a present. It's been 25 years since I left my really shitty marriage.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
So
Woo!
I never really liked being married. The beginning was okay, but our first anniversary I spent with him yelling at me for 2 hours about God knows what. Have no idea. I'm sure I wasn't blameless. Nobody's ever blameless in a marriage or any relationship, really. Like, I know he hated that I left the cap off the toothpaste. And I hated that he was screwing two of my friends. Give and take. There's always balance. So I have two sisters. They're married. I am not, obviously. One's married to a guy named Biff, and the other's married to a guy named Spike. My brothers-in-law are 1980 movie villains. So according to family tradition, I can't get remarried unless I find a guy with a really stupid nickname. So if you know any buddies or Chips or Skips, keep them the hell away from me. I am not going back. Have a great evening.
All right, let's give it up for Trish Sullivan, everybody. And Trish, where can we find you on social media?
On Instagram, I'm this.trish and Hot in Here Comedy.
Sweet. And you have a live show you're doing outside here shortly?
I'm doing a show a week from tomorrow on the 18th. Cautiously optimistic. Alicia's going to be on that show. I'm very excited. We're going to get to meet. Comedian Katie Zane is the producer. Looking forward to it.
Woohoo! Oh my gosh, you are so funny. I've done a bunch of Zoom shows with Trish. She cracks I almost said a swear. She cracks me up so much. So funny. And I read something that people have described you as having big mom energy. What do you think of that?
I think it's pretty true. I don't suffer fools gladly, and I do chew people out for being dumb. And I used to do a lot of jokes. When I first started, I did a lot of jokes about being a mom.
All right.
There's a lot of fodder in single motherhood.
Yes, no, for sure. For sure. I just think you're hilarious. I love that you just tell things like it is, and it's really funny. It's really funny. So thank you for doing the show. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Vickie. Yes. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much. And that was an awesome thing. But that's our show for tonight, guys. Guess what? I got my power back right at the end of the show. I still couldn't jump on the computer and get back into the right? Green. So this is the green screen that you don't see normally. But that was a show for tonight, guys. And we're not doing a show next week. The next show, because how July is kind of landed out, it is August 7th. And that is the 1-year anniversary show for this Justin News. So I'm going to try to line that up as a fun show for everybody to come to. And it's going to be a blast. But I want to thank our comedians that came tonight. Let's thank Kate Borrell, Swathi Ak, John O'Keefe, Alisha Rayne, and Trish Sullivan. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Awesome tonight. And thank you to my co-host Vickie Plummer for being here, who has my back. And let's thank Anneliese Wright, who's producing the show. When everything went down, she was right there recording it. So that's awesome. Thank you guys. I love having a team that helps make the show so much fun. But that's the show for tonight, guys. Thank you for watching. And for me, Anneliese, and Vickie, this has been an oddly funny production. Good night, everybody.
Bye. It was nice meeting everybody.
Bye, you guys.
This has been an oddly funny production.